Dude, you ate our double passion, perfectionist, torture artist.
So, go make another one.
You're so lucky that you have level 18 in crafting.
Hello fellow rejects.
There are hundreds of unwritten rules that if we don't follow we get ridiculed and judged. Never use a urinal adjacent to one that is already being occupied. Position the toilet paper roll so it faces you when you replace it. And a cardinal sin greater than eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil is to put the seat down after you've used the bathroom. You might ask, why are all of these toilet related? That's because I've been sitting on the silver throne for the past 30 minutes after I had for lunch some of those spicy chicken flavored ramen. The fatal flaw was that I underestimated the strength of the Korean spicy chemicals, and I got punished accordingly by rendering my lower part of the body numb. On a different note, today I'm gonna tell you about Rimworld, a game in which none of these arbitrary rules are being applied and are the least of your concern. Rimworld is a sci-fi colony management story-generated survival game created by this guy, which I actually bought his book. Smells like Chinese sweatshop.
Okay, I'm definitely cutting that.
The game will offer you the most unique experiences. We have everything: late game PowerPoint presentations, tons of exotic foods, a young and friendly working environment, eating without a table, and most importantly, equality and inclusivity. No matter how you identify yourself as, you'll make a great sofa. This game has 4 DLCs and I'll review it with all of them enabled.
There are 2 types of people playing Rimworld. You have the chill one that play like functional members of society, and then you have total criminal psychopaths.
What he's trying to say is there are either beta cucks or sigma
Male players.
Sigma male. Prison cell is 2 blocks wide, from which all of it is the sleeping spot.
And what's your point? Do prisoners need recreation? Do they need anything else but food?
No, but a high mood prisoner is easier to recruit.
Who said I'm gonna recruit him? You know how much I value him? At most 1,150 silver, which is equivalent to 1 lung, 1 kidney, and a heart.
But you'll need colonies when you start the game.
True, but that's nothing like some persuasion can't fix.
Dynamic storytellers. They are like different flavors of ice cream. Cassandra Classic is the flavor of vanilla. Don't get me wrong, I love vanilla, it's great. But usually it's for those that are basic, bland, and uninspiring. She doesn't seem that bad until she starts sending raids after raids of breaching mechanoids. Phoebe Chillax is strawberry ice cream in Hello Kitty package. Why do I say that? Because she's just as uncanny as the Hello Kitty fan art. It's the closest you'll get to an abusive relationship. You'll play weeks or even seasons with nothing bad happening, making you wonder if you've set your game difficulty to peaceful.
And before you finish,
She will set a pirate drop pod rate on top of her unsupervised kid and simultaneously have half of your pawns get the plague. And then we have Randy Random, which is whiskey flavor. Randy is like that uncle that never gets invited to your parties, but he invites himself either way. He's that one kid in school that really liked the Joker. Randy accidentally kills you compared to the other 2 which do it on purpose. You just got raided and lost one of your pawns? Aw, that's so horrible. Anyways, Manhunter pack of 30 boom rats. Have fun. I'd say he makes the true Rimworld experience. The way storytellers create stories is by throwing in your way events. They can vary a lot. Some examples are a simple solar flare that coincidentally lasts long enough to kill everything you had in your planters, bestowing your whole corn plantation with blood just as they were almost ready to be harvested during a famine, randomly taming the most useless animals on the map, and receiving cargo pods full to the brim with skulls. I think the game is trying to tell me something. After you choose which one of these 3 psychos is going to be responsible for the increase of cortisol levels in your bloodstream, you're given the freedom to choose where exactly in this small Rimworld you're going to carry out your deranged fantasies. Just like a lot of things in this game, everything has random names to make it the more credible. Optimally, you can play every single time in a temperate forest to have access to enough resources and temperature to look after your ant colony, or you can play in a desert or ice sheet. Here, you don't even need to wait for Randy to drop a limestone meteorite on top of your colonies because they will already be dead from heat stroke or hypothermia. But before writing your death warrant, you have to choose, depending on scenarios, a number of colonists or pawns if you don't want to get attached to them. There might be industrious, tough, or careful shooters, but more or less they behave like lemmings. If you ever wondered how to look over a group of special people, this is the opportunity. They're given a series of backstories, traits, skills, and such. They range from god pawns, which are those that have the ideal skills and traits for all-around usage, to breeding walking sacks of potatoes that they are only capable to wake up, take a shit, eat, and then get out of bed. The backstories are pretty reasonable, from adventure child, gamer, VTuber, to more perplexing ones such as vat-grown slave girl, K-pop singer, and pizza lover, which doesn't sound that bad, but he sold himself into slavery so he can afford more boom rat pizza. Once you start the game, your first objective should be to create a base, get more people, and repeat. As you expand your base, you are going to need more than those who you started with, and not just everyone. Each pawn has different passions, which dictates how fast they will learn, and with the appropriate backstories and traits, they get a boost. You have situations in which you're lacking in an apartment, but hey, look at that! A raider with exactly what you need. Unfortunately, they're an unwavering, lazy, creepy breeder. You can't really do anything with them, so it's fine to let them go.
You can still harvest the organs and eat them.
Dude, why is your first impulse to eat someone?
If the raiders don't want to be eaten, then why are they made out of food?
Your objective is to leave this godforsaken planet, either by making or finding a ship, selling your colonies 3 times for a piece of paper with the coordinates to the source code of ChatGPT, interact with the... or escape via a royal shuttle by building monuments, be someone's guinea pig, or take care of bloodthirsty Yorkshire Terriers that for some reason are being targeted by an orbital mechanoid swarm. Reaching the end is the fun part. You have to take care of your idiotic pawns so they don't kill each other.
Oh my fucking god.
Because the most rational thing my pawn with a Zeus hammer could do is to beat the living shit out of everyone, after I almost lost my whole colony. Such interactions can result in either light bruises, biting fingers off, or accidentally removing someone's head. Fortunately, you can replace those missing limbs. Can't say the same about the head. You can see all their health conditions and implants very easily, and installing a peg leg can vary from simply replacing the missing leg.
Or replacing the healthy leg with a piece of wood and then removing the said wood. Speaking of removing body parts, let me tell you the most efficient and fun way to earn money, because you're going to need that for trades. First, blood weapons, so you have a low chance of killing raiders. Second, leave at least 1 female alive. 3, remove the legs. 4, get their ovum. Fertilize it and drop in a Pikachu.
No,
5,
no, shut up. I had enough. You are going too far.
But that's the fastest and safest way to make money!
Or you can just sell sculptures, sell furniture, or apparel.
Drugs! I fucking love! Yeah, yo! What are you doing? Get your hands off me!
It's time for you to cool down.
All the factions are outside because of my genius!
Speak with you later.
He was right with one thing: you will not have access to everything by yourself. You need to trade with passing caravans, or visit a faction, drop them a gift if they're hostile, and you can then trade. You can tend the raiders and let them go with minimal goodwill income, although late game they are more dead than alive.
Instead, you can sell their corpses like sardines in drop pods. Send it back and they will get goodwill, because even a fresh carcass is valued at 250 silver. You can guess that yourself to think that they will definitely not eat them.
How did you get out of jail?
Don't worry about it.
But no matter how nice you are, there are still the philanthropic factions that steal from the rich and give it to themselves. You can take a detour to all pirate factions and destroy them so they stop harassing you, but then you'll have to handle infestations and mechanoid raids, so pick your poison. This game will give you hundreds or even thousands of hours, but let's say that hypothetically you played all that is to be played. Then I present you to its absolute ambitious and downright insane modding community. You'll find custom factions, xenotypes, structures, quality of life mods,
and the more eye-catching mods, such as more war crimes to torture your prisoners, the biotech DLC before biotech, with no xenotypes or mechanoids, but a lot of hand-holding and using your babies as life mortar ammunition.
Now, fellow reject, you know once you start there's no going back. Are you sure you're ready for that? I mean, really ready for that? Alright, because your mod list will look something like this. And I'm not exaggerating. You might say that you don't need to install mods, but you'd be wrong. Did you know that pawns have an inventory? Shocker, right? It's only ever being used when you give policies to carry specific items or when traveling. Wouldn't it be
revolutionary
to use that when they haul stuff back to the base instead of carrying a stack of 75 wood back and forth for days? And did you know that the more things you have on your screen, the more it's going to shit itself? Yeah, thought so.
Okay, so I will say the name of a DLC for Rimworld, and you tell me a sentence that comes to mind. Ready?
Sure.
Ideology.
Twitter.
Royalty.
My little empire of psychosis magic.
Biotech.
Xenotypes, children, mechanoids, pollution. I fucking love pollution, by the way. Okay, so first things first, we want a lot of pollution. You know why? Pollution, retaliation. We want to load the pollution bags into drop pods.
I said one sentence, you troglodyte.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, I was saying we load the pollution bags into drop pods. We drop the drop pods on tribals. We wait for tribals to retaliate, as they will always send raids. They will attack in large groups due to a well, which
Anomaly.
means it's just
And that's everything I could say about Rimworld. The beauty about this game is that, sure, you can speedrun your way towards the finish line, but you're missing on the story. I'm saying that because even the sculptures, buildables, and weapons uses past events that happen through your playthrough to create descriptions.
And for instance, a random child will join the colony to help around with the cleaning, and then the same child gets its neck snapped like a toothpick because the furry prisoner went into a berserk breakdown over being awake during daytime. And chances are that the double passion crafter will commemorate that on a revolver.
One day everything is fine, and the next day pigmen were sent upon my colony. They spread out and only one fat fuck threw a Molotov inside my storage. From that exchange of actions, I've learned now that although hay floor is cleaner than dirt, it's definitely not the best for containing a fire. That resulted in losing almost all my items.
There goes everything I had in there. And there's also an infection, you motherfucker.
From now on, I'm going to always have non-flammable floors and also immediately research fire foam to prevent that from happening again. But chances are that I will forget with my next playthrough. Are you going to remember? That is up to you. Anyways, I'm Poots and oh, would you look at that? It's time to do my mandatory daily prayer to the lamb. Until next time.